Antiques Roadshow visited Ham House in Richmond for the latest installment of the BBC show. Expert Richard Price was tasked with evaluating an extremely rare Omega Speedmaster watch and left the owner gobsmacked when he revealed the item, which had been sitting in a drawer, was worth £80,000. Richard began, "At first glance, it is definitely an Omega Speedmaster Professional, but it doesn't say that on the dial. It's got something else very different that makes it unusual, rather special. We've got this mission logo, which is the Apollo-Soyuz mission. That was 3 American astronauts, 2 Russians meeting up in the Apollo capsule in the Soyuz capsule in space in 1975. Remember, this was the height of the Cold War, so this was an achievement to do this. And at the end of the mission, a particular distributor in Italy, a guy called Mark, he decided to order up a batch of these, some say up to 500, others say 400, but he ordered these things and they were manufactured in 1976, so almost a year after the mission," he continued. Read more. "Now, I notice you've got an original receipt here. Did you buy it yourself or not?" "No, I didn't buy it. Was my brother's watch. He bought this watch unknown to us as a family," the guest replied. Unfortunately, he died later that year in a car crash. The watch came back with his effects. "I was the only boy in the family. My parents gave it to me." Richard asked the guest if he ever wore the item, but he admitted it wasn't to his taste. "I stuck it in a drawer and thought it may come in useful one day. 20 years later, I got it out," the owner shared. Looking at the receipt, Richard noted the watch had been purchased in the early 1980s for the equivalent of just under £300. The expert continued, "From the collector's point of view, the pushers are fatter, the case is rather different to accommodate the big pushers, it had a more of a chunkier strap. Now, if the watches were all made in 1976 and you know that because I noticed you've got an extract from the archives, which Omega would have told you it was made in 1976, they validated it and said it's the right thing. Why do you think there was a gap between the date of manufacture and selling of some 4+ years?" The owner admitted he didn't know before Richard explained mechanical watches had gone out of fashion. "These things sat around for years before there was a resurgence in the interest in mechanical watches, so historically quite interesting," he revealed. "It's sat in that drawer for ages and you don't really love it that much," Richard commented. "No, it's not my type of thing. I still find it very heavy to wear," he replied. Richard quipped, "So many people on this program say, I'd never think of selling it, but what sort of figure might prompt you to get rid of it?" The owner confessed he wasn't sure before Richard valued the piece at £80,000. "How well do you know your British soaps? How many times has Ian Beale been married in EastEnders? What is the name of Bianca Jackson and Ricky Butcher's son on EastEnders? On EastEnders in 2002, who accidentally ran Jamie Mitchell over in his car which caused his death? How many times has Corey's Steve MacDonald been married? What happened to Emily Bishop in Coronation Street? Who murdered Maxine Peacock in Coronation Street in 2003? Which incident in 1993 killed off 4 characters in Emmerdale? When did the show stop being known as Emmerdale Farm? On what day did Hollyoaks air its first episode? What was the name of the much-loved Coronation Street pet dog who was put down in April 2020 after 14 years? 1996 saw the arrival of one of Hollyoaks' all-time bad boys and rival of Kurt Benson, but who is he? Who is the longest-serving character on Coronation Street? Who shot Phil in EastEnders? How many fires have there been at Corey's Rover's return? Get out of my pub, you're no soaps fan. You're either too young to remember the big lines or have better things to do on weekday evenings. Casual viewer, you watch them sometimes so you kinda know what's been going on. Die-hard fan, you love watching the soaps so much your entire week is planned around when they air. Really? The stunt guest remarked before the expert added, I have a feeling that you're not going to be owning that for too much longer. Of all the Omega Speed Masters, this is about as rare as it gets, Richard confirmed. Wow, that's more than I expected, the guest noted before later adding, when Richard told me the price it blew my mind that something as simple as that could be worth so much money to somebody. It's just incredible. I was thinking of selling it anyway, but I think that's just pushed it up. Selling it is the best thing. I've just got to try and hide it from my two sisters now. Antiques Roadshow continues on BBC One on Sunday at 8 p.m.